Together, let us attune our spirits to the higher harmony of love and truth. Imagine discovering the secret wellspring fueling all the praise sent your way. You'd be utterly astonished, dear soul. A completely unforeseen individual has quietly taken up the mantle of your staunchest advocate, and very soon they'll set in motion an event capable of reshaping the entire course of your journey. The universe's perfect timing is heralding your moment of transformation, and you'll soon receive an astonishing proposal crafted just for you. Behind the scenes, a rigorous evaluation has been underway. Someone of considerable stature, whose endorsement you never imagined possible, has been meticulously following your path, as if unlocking an ancient manuscript. This is no random glance, but a deliberate, insightful investigation by a mind that recognizes your potential where others only perceive obstacles. Those very qualities that once set you apart, leaving you feeling isolated and misread, are exactly what first caught their eye months ago. Your journey of transformation hasn't been a random twist of fate. Every time you stumbled under the spotlight, every moment you chose grit over retreat, and every instance you displayed bold resolve when everyone else anticipated your collapse, all of these actions sent ripples of impact into arenas you never imagined. Your effort is more respected by the supervisor, who hardly notices you, than by any employee handbook. After speaking with you, the former opponent who questioned your principles leaves with a newfound understanding of power. Your example is like a torch in the memory of the stranger who saw your poise under duress. The first thing that will hit you hard is that this admirer has been struggling for weeks with an internal struggle. Being discerning, unimpressible, and able to see through facades with surgical precision is the foundation of their entire identity. However, your ability to remain dependable in the face of upheaval has managed to get past barriers they were unaware could be broken. Every cynical belief they have about human nature is contradicted by the data they have gathered about your character, and this contradiction is pushing them to take an unexpected action. Your recent energy commands respect in ways that go beyond conventional power structures. Women see leadership qualities in you that they want to cultivate. Men respect you regardless of your gender, and co-workers see your consistency and wonder how someone can remain so focused while navigating the same storms that leave others devastated. This phenomenon is known as the ice crown phenomenon, in which emotional mastery gained from fire trial produces an air of unwavering presence that people naturally identify with and respect. The one following your development is a representation of everything you believed was out of your grasp: greater prestige, a completely different realm, someone whose interest appeared insurmountable. However, their investigation into your past displays a meticulousness that verges on awe. They have examined how you have handled hardship, examined how you have developed throughout trying times, and observed your perseverance when others would have given up. Beloved, I feel in my spirit that today is your day of breakthrough. So click the YouTube Super Thanks button and sow a seed of $20, $50, or more into this ministry. When you give generously, you open the windows of heaven over your life, and you shall be enriched in every way to be generous, which produces thanksgiving to God. As the word declares, give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Luke 6 verse 38. What began as a professional curiosity has changed into something more like amazement, and this internal change is putting pressure on them to act. Each seemingly insurmountable task had a specific purpose in honing your persuasive skills. You learned to find ways around opposition rather than through it from the obstinate individuals who fought against every plausible argument. Your frequency is now shielded from interference by the restrictions you established in response to the energy vampires that depleted your resources. Your emotional intelligence increased to heights that most individuals never reach as a result of the setbacks that appeared to impede your progress. These weren't barriers, rather, they were training procedures intended to create a person who could influence results that others would think were unattainable. Someone who treasures your gift beyond measure has chronicled your ability to reach minds that cannot be reached. They have seen your influence on people they thought were hopeless, noticed your ability to bridge gaps between different points of view, and acknowledged your ability to turn conflict into cooperation. For a scenario they haven't been able to handle using traditional means, this observer needs someone with exactly these skills. The missing component in their current approach is your special blend of perseverance and persuasion. The signs of the spiritual battle escalating around your path indicate the severity of what lies ahead. Opposition forces use mathematical accuracy to identify threat levels, and the growing interference patterns in your daily life point to the possibility of innovations that would drastically change your ability to influence others. The abrupt increase in distractions isn't coincidental. Rather, it's a deliberate interruption meant to keep you from focusing long enough to identify and seize the opportunity that is ready for you. The enigmatic technical issues that plague your significant projects, the unforeseen disputes that emerge from relationships that were previously stable, and the sudden demands on your time from individuals who don't advance your development. All of these things combine to create a concerted effort to divert your focus during the critical period when clarity is most needed. These are the things that are preventing you from rising. Recognize that diverted attention at critical times can postpone fate for years, and they are using every distraction at their disposal to keep you from seeing the warning signs of impending change. Your recent periods of seclusion were not withdrawals, but rather calculated placement for relationships that need your entire frequency range. Removing forces that couldn't meet your increased frequency was necessary for the divine intellect directing your progress. All of the broken relationships, lost opportunities, and closed doors weren't rejections. Rather, they were course corrections that removed everything that would have compromised the quality of what was being prepared for your emergence. Beyond simple separation, the loneliness that accompanied this cleaning process served vital objectives. Your awareness grew to handle frequencies that were unsupportable in crowded settings when you were alone. You develop your intuition to the point that you can spot manipulation right away, discern genuine chances from cunning scams, and see divine timing manifested in patterns that busy minds completely overlook, because the source will appear so improbable that someone with less awareness might reject it as impossible. This improved discernment will be essential when the offer comes. The changes taking place in your energy field go well beyond personal growth. Your influence mechanisms are undergoing a total recalibration. The glow that everyone sees isn't a result of cosmetic augmentation. Rather, it's the result of interior brilliance piercing the dimensional constraints that once confined your inherent brightness. You now carry electromagnetic signatures that instantly raise everyone around you to a higher level of consciousness. This explains why people are radically transformed by your discussions, why your example transforms without conscious effort, and why your perseverance in the face of hardship has such a deep effect on those who witness you. The financial wealth that is about to enter your life is a recognition of your present ability to manage resources properly, not a compensation for past hardship. You have established yourself as someone who can manage substantial riches without corruption because of your proven capacity to uphold integrity throughout times of shortage, to continue developing gifts without outside validation, and to consistently show up despite apparent advancement. Yellow heart if you're moved by divine love. Now is the moment to share it. Click the Super Thanks button on YouTube and contribute $50 or more to help us broadcast God's blessings far and wide. Every act of generosity you make is being watched in heaven and will return to you 100-fold. Instead of providing consolation, the incoming funds are weapons for missions that need material support to reach their desired magnitude. Your ability to remain emotionally stable in the face of uncertainty has been put to the test by your performance-based work and its inevitable fluctuations. Earnings declines, outcomes that didn't seem to be related to effort, and consistency that didn't feel like it was being rewarded were all evaluation phases meant to show that your dedication goes beyond outside validation. The individual who has been following your journey has observed how you handle these cycles, especially your refusal to sacrifice quality during lean times. Because of your constancy, they have come to believe that you are a trustworthy individual who can be trusted with opportunities that others could take advantage of for temporary gain. People in fields where your abilities can achieve their full potential have taken notice of the star quality that is manifesting itself via your appearance. Your artistic endeavors, the abilities you have been honing in anonymity, and the vision you have been cultivating in spite of the lack of immediate recognition were not pastimes, but rather preparation for platforms that need precisely what you have been doing. Your anonymous admirers' research has shown how sophisticated your development process is, and they have identified preparation patterns that point to your willingness to rise above your current situation. Behind the scenes of your everyday life, something extraordinary has been taking place. A sophisticated orchestration has been setting up the pieces for a convergence that will reveal the accuracy of divine timing, while you have been preoccupied with pressing problems and small victories. Through their own preparation process, the individual getting ready to approach you has become more aware of what they need and has a clear idea of where to find it. Through systems that neither of you actively directed, but that you both unknowingly contributed to building, their course has been aligned with yours. The weight of the opportunity that is crystallizing around your energy signature will change not only your current situation, but also your whole idea of what is achievable when timing and preparation are done well. This is a quantum transformation rather than a steady progress, propelling you into settings where your influence can reach populations that require precisely what you have been cultivating throughout your hardships. The extent of the impact contained in this impending offer is orders of magnitude greater than what you can currently imagine. The individual who will offer this chance serves as a link between the platform you've been subconsciously preparing to inhabit and your present reality. Through their connections, resources, and prestige, you can gain access to areas where your specific set of gifts can work best. More significantly, their acknowledgement of your ability will hasten your own realization of what you can actually achieve with the right resources and positioning. Your recent internal worry is not dread but anticipation. Your consciousness reacting to impending change before your logical mind can identify the warning signs. When your frequency adapts to accommodate new possibilities, you may experience recalibration symptoms, such as restlessness that prompts you to assess the situation as it is, unhappiness with situations that once felt enough, and growing clarity about what you will and won't accept. The tests you've been doing lately are part of the last round of verification, ensuring that you're prepared for duties that call for unwavering character. Every circumstance that tested your honesty gave you a chance to show the values you'll need to manage powerful people. Each individual who pushed your limits demonstrated if you have acquired the discernment required to defend your mission against others who would abuse access for their own benefit. Your dedication to goals greater than immediate gratification was demonstrated each time you put long-term vision ahead of immediate comfort. Every instinctive decision you took that didn't make sense to others will be validated by the convergence that is coming. The relationships you ended in spite of peer pressure, the opportunities you turned down in spite of financial temptation, and the standards you upheld in spite of criticism. These choices brought your reality into harmony with the frequencies that correspond to the preparations made for your arrival. Your reputation for putting integrity ahead of convenience has made you eligible for opportunities that need steadfast character, and the individual who sees your value has been looking for someone who acts from principles rather than desperation. The momentum of the riches inscribed in your immediate future will set new standards for what you view as typical in terms of resources, respect, and reach. This is a permanent raise to operating levels that correspond with your matured consciousness, not a short-term fix. The impending financial breakthrough will not only provide you comfort, but it will also enable you to pursue ideas that you previously lacked the financial resources to support. The acknowledgement that comes with these adjustments will validate skills you've been honing in secret, proving years of effort that didn't seem to yield much tangible impact. The influence platform being ready for your line of work needs someone with your unique set of traits: unshakable resilience, the ability to persuade people who are resistant, transformational skills that encourage others to change, and consciousness that isn't tainted by success. The individual who will extend this offer has evaluated a number of applicants and determined that they lack the critical skills that you have acquired throughout your individual path. Your hardships weren't meant as punishment, but rather as a means of developing a person who could manage situations that were beyond the scope of normal preparedness. This convergence's timing demonstrates divine accuracy beyond human planning. All of the delays you encountered were synchronized with parallel dimensions of the same cosmic blueprint that were being prepared. The individual that is contacting you has undergone their own personal growth, gaining the knowledge and tools required to understand what you stand for and to meet your needs. Through processes that function outside of human awareness, but yield outcomes that feel both frightening and inevitable, their readiness has been synchronized with yours. It will take bravery to accept the offer that will soon come your way, because it goes beyond your present perception of yourself. The platform being provided goes outside your current comfort zone on purpose. Growth happens where preparation and challenge meet, and this opportunity has been positioned to awaken potentials that safer options would otherwise keep dormant. The individual making this offer has faith in your potential, which will help you reach your entire potential and realize your complete potential. The patterns that appear in your day-to-day activities indicate levels of intricacy that point to expert coordination working behind the scenes. A database of impressions that paint a complete picture of your character under a variety of circumstances has been built up from random encounters that felt coincidental. These impressions include how you handled a dismissive colleague who questioned your methods, how you responded to a client who tested your patience beyond reasonable limits, and how you handled criticism that went beyond professional disagreement. Consciousness that understands the scarcity of true strength has watched and recorded every interaction. Dove brothers and sisters, everything done in faith multiplies in God's abundance. Use the Super Thanks feature to donate $100 today and join this sacred mission. When your roots are grounded in Him, your fruit will flourish, and your offering becomes a seed that bears blessed harvests. Your admirer has been subtly researching your past, paying close attention to public proof of your development trajectory rather than using intrusive methods. Your work output's evolution over time demonstrates a level of dedication that is impressive to someone who is used to seeing people give up on their goals when they don't yield instant gratification. This includes the quality improvements in your creative projects, the sophistication of your problem-solving techniques, and the refinement of your professional presentations. A critical observer has been persuaded by these progressive improvements that you possess something that most people completely lack: more than your patience. The opposition you've recently faced from unanticipated sources has tested your ability to stay focused on your purpose while navigating interpersonal turbulence. The unexpected confrontations with once supportive individuals, the enigmatic technical malfunctions that occurred during important projects, and the emotional manipulations that try to divert your focus. All of these difficulties have been witnessed by someone who knows that genuine leadership manifests itself in reaction to unwarranted pressure. Your unidentified evaluator has been especially impressed by your capacity to remain emotionally composed in circumstances that usually cause others to become defensive. The maturity you displayed in the face of unfounded accusations, the wisdom you displayed in avoiding overt provocation, and the calculated silence you used when others anticipated explosive reactions. A perceptive mind has been persuaded by these actions that you act according to internal values rather than outside influences. Your own energy system has been undergoing a transition that has repercussions that go well beyond your immediate surroundings. After a brief encounter, people say they feel enigmatically inspired for days, carrying inspiration that they are unable to fully attribute to their own struggles. Somehow, discussions that ought to have been normal exchanges turn into ones that change viewpoints and create new opportunities. Others observe the subtle changes in group dynamics that you bring about, but they are unable to pinpoint the cause of these beneficial shifts. Your artistic output has been becoming more sophisticated, indicating that you are getting ready for platforms that need more sophisticated features. The projects you've been working on in relative obscurity have components that show they're ready to be shown to audiences who expect top-notch work. The depth you convey in your work is only possible via real struggle and insight. Your methods for solving problems show creativity that comes from need rather than theory. The clarity in your communication approach comes from your constant attempts to make difficult ideas understandable to uncooperative minds. The individual who will shortly make their move has been evaluating your proven abilities against the qualifications needed for a position that requires a person with precisely your kind of abilities, disposition, and level of consciousness. They have been looking far and wide for someone who combines spiritual awareness with practical application, technical proficiency with emotional intelligence, and creative vision with practical execution. Since it is uncommon to find these attributes combined in one person, their decision-making process has been difficult and, after finding you, incredibly evident. The individuals who demanded your time without adding value, who criticized your standards while maintaining none themselves, and who tried to subtly undermine your accomplishments are just a few examples of the energy-draining relationships you have recently experienced. These experiences have taught you important lessons about boundary management that will be crucial when handling increased responsibility and visibility. In order to identify and eliminate toxic dynamics before they can form patterns, these interactions have served as training exercises. Your recent choice of solitude isn't withdrawal. Rather, it's a deliberate curation of your energy environment to facilitate the frequency adjustments required for your next stage of development. The hobbies that no longer seemed appealing, the relationships that felt abruptly out of alignment, the surroundings that started to feel exhausting rather than stimulating. All of these changes indicate that your consciousness has grown beyond its prior bounds and needs more sophisticated inputs to continue operating at its best. The person who admires you has been struggling with their own internal resistance to what they have seen about your ability. Evidence that challenges their pessimistic views of human nature has methodically undermined their initial mistrust. Their perspective is changing, which is a significant development in and of itself. As someone who is used to disappointment finds faith in possibilities they never thought they would see, this internal change has been creating pressure that demands expression through tangible action. The professional connections you've been developing, the networking events you've been going to, and the informal discussions that felt like nice social exchanges have all been contributing to the development of a network of references that consistently depict your personality in a variety of settings. Your reputation has grown over time via little deeds and everyday decisions, creating a thorough profile that speaks louder than any portfolio or resume could. Your undercover observer has found your approach to competition especially impressive. You have continuously supported deserving co-workers while keeping your attention on your own growth, rather than seeing others as dangers to diminish. Your willingness to work with others and your unwavering dedication to your own standards have demonstrated to someone used to competitive settings that alternative methods can produce better outcomes. The difficulties you have encountered thus far have demonstrated your preparedness for increasingly challenging roles. The scarcity of resources necessitating inventive solutions, the challenging individuals imparting diplomatic abilities, and the systemic inefficiencies stimulating imaginative answers. Because of these limitations, capabilities have been emerging that a person with a wider perspective could recognize would successfully transfer to larger-scale applications. When the offer comes, it will become clear that this entire experience is cyclical. It seemed impossible for someone to approve of you because of the same traits that made you feel different, alone, and misunderstood. The seemingly pointless battles will turn out to have served as a prelude to this very time. It will turn out that your consistency in the face of seemingly lacking results was what built the reputation that allowed you to take advantage of this opportunity. This phase's start and finish will line up perfectly, illustrating the accuracy of divine orchestration. The deep impact you've been making frequently comes from seemingly insignificant interactions that have far more meaning than they first appear to have. The supportive word you gave to a struggling coworker, the patience you displayed with a challenging client, the integrity you upheld when taking shortcuts would have been simple. People whose networks go into places you never thought possible have seen and recalled these moments. Through routes you don't keep an eye on, your reputation has been growing, generating excitement in places where it makes no sense for people to know your name. As they see aspects of you that go against their preconceived notions about what can be achieved in professional interactions, the person getting ready to contact you has been going through their own process of transformation. Your constant display of dependability has been dismantling the barricades they've put up to shield themselves from unproductive partnerships. But their experience has taught them to expect disappointment from people who promise more than they give. Significant human growth is represented by the internal change taking place within them. Someone used to skepticism finds trust in potential they never would have imagined. Observers who are aware of how uncommon such stability is have found your ability to control your emotions under stressful situations to be especially impressive. This includes the poise you displayed in the face of unjust criticism, the poise you displayed when others tried to elicit defensive reactions, and the wisdom you displayed by choosing calculated responses over emotional ones. Someone has been persuaded by your actions that you have the temperament required in circumstances where most individuals would become overwhelmed and make bad choices. Your hidden evaluator has found your approach to learning and development to be especially notable. The time you've spent honing skills that don't yield results right away, the perseverance you've shown in grasping challenging ideas, and the humility you've maintained while gaining expertise are all examples of your dedication to deep development that transforms fundamental capabilities rather than surface presentations. These actions show that a person can manage more responsibility without getting tainted by success. When the bigger picture emerges, it will become evident that the resistance you've been seeing from some people in your surroundings has been serving two functions. These difficult personalities have been putting your ability to resolve conflicts to the test, while also proving to perceptive onlookers that you can remain professional in the face of severe provocation. Navigating the intricate dynamics that come with greater influence and visibility will require the diplomatic abilities you've honed via dealing with irrational people. Your ability to manage resources responsibly, regardless of the amount involved, has been demonstrated by your financial discipline during uncertain times. This includes your ability to maintain quality standards when income declines, your refusal to sacrifice long-term goals for immediate survival, and your consistent investment in your own development even when it seemed unlikely that you would see immediate returns. Glowing star yearning to witness God's miracles firsthand? Plant your spiritual seed now by contributing $100 or more through the YouTube Super Thanks button. Your offering lights the path for others and echoes through His divine plan, bringing His light into every step you take. These actions have persuaded someone that you are trustworthy when it comes to opportunities that offer substantial material resources without sacrificing mission focus. The person who will soon express interest has been watching how you manage both success and disappointment with equal elegance, understanding that such emotional equilibrium is necessary for someone who is set to undergo significant life upheavals. Your reaction to praise, how you behave when it is given, and your capacity to accept gratitude without becoming reliant on outside approval will all influence whether the opportunities that have been set up can be safely expanded without running the risk of diluting the attributes that made you deserving of consideration. Dreams, intuitive insights, and seemingly random inspirations have been your unconscious preparation for this convergence, preparing your consciousness to recognize divine orchestration when it becomes apparent. These include the visions you've been receiving about expanded possibilities, the sudden clarity about the directions you want to pursue, and the growing certainty about standards you won't compromise. These internal changes have been bringing your awareness into harmony with the frequency of your impending reality. These recent travel chances are not accidental. Rather, they are preparatory, exposing you to settings and viewpoints that will be important when your platform grows beyond its current geographic constraints. The people you've been meeting, the knowledge you've been acquiring about various cultures and methods, and the broader perspective you've been cultivating. All of these things are being combined into a thorough preparation that has uses you haven't yet identified. You've been gaining vigor, strength, and clarity, and your physical transformation and health gains have been supporting energetic changes that allow you to handle the intensity that comes with high elevation. Beyond achieving personal wellness objectives, these improvements are setting up your entire system to continue operating at peak efficiency when external pressures sharply rise and internal resources are required to handle increased duties. The steady habits that seemed like intellectual curiosity, the prayer practices that felt like private spiritual growth, and the meditation routines that seemed like personal development are all examples of the spiritual practices you've been incorporating that have been connecting you with guidance systems that will be crucial when navigating the complexity that comes with expanded influence. Through these acts, channels of communication have been established with wisdom sources who are aware of the entire extent of your intended purpose. The individual who is getting ready to contact you is acting from their own relationship with divine guidance, and their intuitive knowledge and spiritual activities have validated their recognition of your traits. Convergence is the impending alignment of two people who have been individually prepared for cooperation that serves goals greater than either could achieve on their own. Because both of your preparation processes have been linked through systems that go beyond conscious planning, their offer will feel both surprising and well-timed. Someone with your precise blend of matured skills, tried and true character, and conscious awareness is needed by the platform that is getting ready for your emergence. Numerous candidates who had separate qualities, but lacked the cohesive wholeness that you've attained through your particular developmental journey, were evaluated during the search process that ultimately led to your discovery. Instead of accepting partial matches that would necessitate considerable compromise, the person who would extend this chance has been waiting for someone who fully fits their requirements. Every seemingly random element will reveal its place in an intricate design. Every person who entered and left your reality will reveal their role in preparing you for this convergence. Every underutilized skill will find its perfect application, and every seemingly excessive challenge will turn out to have been necessary calibration for handling what's coming. When the final revelation, chosen one, comes, the clarity will be overwhelming. The admirers will emerge, the viewers will emerge from the shadows, and the offer will materialize at such a perfect moment that it is impossible to think it is a coincidence. The realization that is about to come will validate what your innermost intuition has always hinted at, but your cynical mind has found difficult to believe. You were never intended for everyday life. You are identified as someone who was created for tremendous effect by the frequency you carry, the skills you possess, and the influence you exert. Opportunities that honor the immensity of what you can create when you are properly positioned, resourced, and recognized will be presented by the person who recognizes this fact. New benchmarks for what you view as normal in terms of resources, respect, and reach will be set by the abundance that is flowing toward your reality. The impending financial breakthrough has momentum that will not only give you comfort, but also enable you to pursue ideas that you previously had the financial support for. The acknowledgement that comes with these adjustments will validate the skills you've been honing in secret, proving that years of effort yielding little outward evidence were actually creating invisible conditions for outward manifestation. All that is necessary to achieve the elevation that is engraved in your destiny is to remain true to who you already are. The respect you command wasn't acquired via acts of unwavering character that impressed even those who came expecting to discover weakness. And the ice crown earned through fire cannot be taken away by conventional causes. The surprise that is coming will attest to the fact that divine intelligence has been arranging connections that are beyond your wildest expectations. And the abundance that is coming your way is a natural byproduct of consciousness that never gives up under any circumstances. Choose one and stand in your power. Opportunities that align with your goal are crystallizing into form. Admirers who have been studying your trip are getting ready to approach, and the watchers who have been following your growth are shifting into position. The platform that recognizes your preparedness is getting ready for your arrival. The offer is approaching, and the recognition is materializing. Those who are chosen always rise. Your readiness to receive what has been prepared for your emergence into the fullness of your designed destiny is the only question that remains.